Here's what I'm having for lunch today. This is my first meal of the day, not counting the coffee that I've had, obviously, which is not a meal. I have about 2 cups of organic mixed greens with 1 cup of organic arugula, and I have a serving of cooked quinoa in which I put raw onion, cucumber, and roasted red pepper. Mixed it all up into kind of like a quinoa salad. And then I put a half serving of my second healthy extra A for the day. As always, my first one goes to almond milk. And then I put a handful of sliced up grape tomatoes in there, as well as 1 cin's worth of Kalamata olives. I put 4. A serving worth 1.5 is 8. So I'm just going to sin it as 1 cin. On the side there, I have some smoked turkey breast. It is without nitrates. It's the Nature's Promise brand. I got that at Hannaford. I know Nature's Promise is sold at a multitude of supermarkets in the U.S. Anyway, so that's, I want to say, 120 calories worth of turkey breast and 70 calories worth of cheese. So this is a sin-free meal for me on the SlimmerRoe plan, and I cannot wait to dig in. I also put 2 tablespoons of my homemade dressing, which is free, and I don't track that. And here is the tracking information for those of you who are interested. I'm going to go and enjoy my first meal of the day now. It is 4 p.m. and I am having this delicious looking fruit parfait with an 80-calorie cup of the Dan & Light and Fit strawberry cheesecake, non-fat Greek yogurt, which is a half a cent on the SlimmerRoe plan. In here I have several strawberries that I cut up, about a cup of cantaloupe, and 1 golden kiwi over top, and Cora is in the background moaning already. Forgive me. And with that, I'm having the flavor of the week, because I couldn't find a new one this week. I'll go to Adams and see what they have on sale. Cinnamon vanilla coffee. So I will now put in the nutrition or the tracking information for you here, but I will tell you that the strawberries are speed and free, the cantaloupe is speed and free, and the kiwi is free. And again, the yogurt is a half cent. I'm going to go enjoy this now. This is my dinner for this evening. I have a serving of poor man's stew, as I call it, which is, if you didn't see the short that I put up on it, just in case, I made it with low sodium vegetable juice. That's the tomato sauce that you see. A bag of steamable mixed vegetables. And I have onion in there, garlic, and sorry, the heater went on and it's too noisy in the kitchen for that when you're making a video. My apologies. So over top of the poor man's stew, I have a serving of Velveeta shreds, which is 60 calories. And between that and a tablespoon of my grated gold, as I call it, Pecorino Romano cheese, I am using up my other half of my second healthy extra A for the day. As usual, per every day, my first one always goes to my almond milk. What else do I have here on my plate? I have a serving of this quick cook farro that I prepped for myself. If you saw that in my video, I had prepped it and froze it. So that was all ready to go. And over top of that, I have some of the escarole that I prepped. And as I've already said, there's grated cheese on top. So this is my meal for tonight. And the tomato sauce is speed. The mixed vegetables consist of peas and corn, which are free on the SlimmerRoe plan, and green beans, which is a speed food, and carrots, which is also a speed food. As I said, the cheese is the other healthy extra A, and the farro is free on the SlimmerRoe plan. The escarole is speed. So this is a very speedy dinner that I'm having tonight, and I'm really looking forward to having it. It smells good, and this poor man's stew worked out great because it made several meals for me when I was working. And I'm very happy that I did it. I'm probably going to make it again this week. If you have any questions about it and you want the ingredients, it's a simple little 30-minute meal or less. And also, I forgot to tell you, there's chicken in it. My apologies. Chicken free in protein. Ground chicken with no fat or skin. So let me give you the tracking information here, and I am now going to go and eat this delicious meal because I'm quite hungry. This is what I'm having to finish off my day of eating. This is a serving of rice pudding that I made the other day. And I don't have the calories on it. I apologize. I haven't figured it out. But I did make it into 4 portions to make each portion a half sin on the SlimmerRoe plan. It was made with almond milk, the unsweetened, and a boreal rice. In any event, what I've done here is I've mixed in a half a serving of Greek non-fat yogurt. And before I did that, I did warm up the rice a little bit in the microwave. I was watching Emma, who does Slimming World at home. I'll put her link here for you if you are interested in going over and checking her out and showing her some love. I think it would be a nice thing to do. I really enjoy watching her videos. In any event, she made her rice pudding with pumpkin oat milk. So after I made my rice pudding, I realized that I had this in the cabinet. I could have made it with this instead of vanilla, and I just did add some of these. This is stevia drops from Sweet Leaf Stevia Pumpkin Spice. So I've added that in, and over top I did sprinkle a little bit of Swerve brown sugar replacement and some cinnamon. So I think it's going to taste even better than what it tasted the last time I had a serving of it, and I'm looking very forward to it. I'll put the nutrition information here for you. And that's a wrap for today's day of eating. Today I am making my version of a poor man's stew. In here I have 2 tablespoons of garlic and 1 medium onion diced. Over top, or mixed in, you see a 1-pound package of ground chicken meat, which is comprised of thighs, breast, and no fat or skin. As you can see, there's no oil in here. So far what's in my pot is completely sin-free. The garlic and the onion are speed foods, and the chicken is free in protein. What I'm going to do now is add in 1 32-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1 container of, I'm going to slice these white mushrooms, button mushrooms, and then I'm going to chop up these 3 Roma tomatoes. I'm going to add in this package, which I've already steamed, of mixed vegetables. In here we have carrots, green beans, corn, and peas. The carrots and the green beans are speed foods. The corn and the peas are free foods. The mushrooms and the tomatoes are both speed foods, as well as the tomato sauce. This is plain tomato sauce. And then I will add some Worcestershire sauce to taste, along with probably some of my Mrs. Dash seasoning. We'll see how it goes, but probably more than not, I'll put that in there. And that is my poor man's stew. 30 minutes later, the stew is ready. You could have this over a baked potato. You could have this with macaroni. You could have this as a soup if you add more broth to it. The great thing is it's sin-free on the SlimmerRoe plan. It is very healthy for you. It's economical and low in calories for those who calorie count. You could freeze this into portions. It freezes very well. And I can't say enough good things about it. It smells really good too. Yum. Well, hello there, my friends. I'm here to close out yesterday's video, Sunday the 28th of January already, 2024. I can't even believe it. And it is now the 29th, Monday of January, and it's very late in the day. My apologies. This video is going up much later than I normally would like to see it be put up, but the day just got away from me today. And I also did have my group meeting with my calorie counting group, and it was very, very nice. It was a great meeting, as it always is, with our coach Zoe, whose information I will be putting in or sharing with you in the next couple days. If anybody's interested in joining, she does one-to-one as well as weekly one-to-one sessions, as well as group meeting sessions, which are on Mondays at 8 p.m. UK time and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's month-to-month payment. It's not, you don't sign up for a long-term, so you're only laying out money once a month and pay as you go. Again, if you're interested in having a great coach, if you're lost and need some help and support, it does not matter if you're on Slimming World or if you're on calorie counting. She is a great coach. She's also been a Weight Watchers coach, and she is a lifestyle coach as well as a health coach. So I can't say enough good things. I've been with her on and off for the last 2 years. I can't believe how time's gone. And so I will share that info for anybody that might be interested. I'll have it in the description box as well as her website. So moving on to yesterday's day of eating. It was great. I have to tell you that things are going very well. To some of you, it may seem very strange that my eating time for my first meal has now become lunch, but I would not start eating at lunchtime unless I was absolutely just not hungry before that time, which is what's been the case for the last few days. Now, on the days that I worked, which I have not videoed for you, unfortunately I can't because I would get lost in the editing if I even was able to pull that off with just doing the videos of it. I would be too behind in editing, and it would take me forever to get that accomplished for you. So I will just let you know that I did eat well on both days. I was on plan on both days. I did not feel overly hungry. Um, and I'm very, very pleased with that because the last time I did Slimming World, I was working as a supermarket cashier and wholesale club, which was very much different. And I also have a different strategy and a different outlook on how I'm doing Slimming World this time from when I did it then. The first two times I did Slimming World, which was December of 2022, and then again July of 2023, my outlook was very different. It was very perfectionist thinking. If you don't do it perfect, you're not doing it at all, and it has to be perfectly done. And I got myself into a complete stupor in my head, and I ended up, I'm not going to say I failed because I don't like the word failure, but I just ended up not accomplishing anything, spending a lot of money and not accomplishing my goal, which has been to eat more whole foods, plant-based, as I keep saying and saying. And eventually I may get there and I may not, but I will consistently be on Slimming World eating whole foods, regardless of what. Will I eat other things as well? Of course. But for the most part, I will be eating whole foods, which is definitely healthier overall for me. And I'm quite satisfied with this plan. It is not at all what I thought it was the first two times around, which just goes to show that sometimes they say the third time around is the charm. I think that sometimes that's very true. Um, so I am still monitoring calories, even though I said a couple of videos ago, at least now, that I was tired of that. Again, my commitment to counting calories is only as much as I'm comfortable doing it. I may have days where I don't do it at all and I just stick to my intuitive eating, following my Slimming World plan. I think it's important for me to monitor calories, which, and interestingly enough, this is why. Because of my chronic, lifelong, decades-long yo-yo dieting, I am really, in fact, only able to eat 75% of the calories that people who have not been yo-yo dieters historically in their lives, of the same age, of the same body type, of the same amount of weight to lose, can eat. And I know that. I already know that I can only eat up to like 1,300 to, not including most of the vegetables that I don't track. As you can see in my tracker, I don't track all the vegetables. I carried over the Nutrisystem philosophy of tracking, and it worked for me when I did Nutrisystem. There's no reason why it can't work now, because again, tracking can become very overwhelming for me when I am eating whole foods. Very different than when you scan and go and you're eating something that is a processed food that is, you know, in the food menu, or I should say in the food tracker. You know, you scan the barcode and off you go. That does not mean I'm not eating some foods that are Nutrisystem foods or calorie counted foods, as they call them in the UK. But that is not predominantly what I am eating. So if I'm going to count every single pea and every single piece of carrot, it gets very old very quick. So that is the reasoning behind why I'm doing things in the way I'm doing them. Again, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. I'm just simply sharing my journey with you. I say this all the time, to hopefully inspire you to do your homework, to find what does work for you, because sometimes you need to go through several plans before you actually find one. And there's nothing wrong with creating your own plan from the several plans you may have gone through. You can pick and choose what works for you, as long as you're not trying to do keto, because keto is very, very strict, or HCG, which I have done in the past successfully, where you have to really weigh and measure every calorie, because your calories are very limited on that plan and what you're eating is limited on that plan. And if you don't eat it exactly the way you should, you will be wasting your time and money on the HCG. Keto goes the same. You have to be within those carbs. And if you don't weigh and measure and consistently eat what you're supposed to be eating on keto, you're not going to be in ketosis, and you're going to be just wasting your time and probably gaining weight. So I always say those things as an aside. Basically, everything else has a lot of room for you to play with, for the most part. If you break some of the rules, so to speak, and I don't like that, to me, when I say it that way, is very negative. I don't like to be negative about anything when it comes to our weight loss journey and getting healthy. I think that there's plenty of room for improvement in that department. Most people they feel like they're a failure if they've gone off for a day or 2 or 3. They feel very negative toward themselves, which to me, for the most part, brings nothing good ever, because I've been there many times myself, and it only usually ends up in me doing more of those things that are not good for me to do in terms of my eating and my emotions. And so I think being as positive as you can be about your journey will get you further down the line to success in being healthy, because I'm all about the healthy and the word heal and the word healthy. I don't like the word diet. I never did. And the word die is in the word diet. So think about that one for a sec. And maybe that'll be a little bit, it'll get you thinking about all the negativity around trying to lose weight and get healthy. There's no need for it. It's got no place in our lives, all that negative stuff. So what have you done today for yourself? Have you done anything good for yourself today? Think of one thing. Think of as many things as you've done to help yourself today, and focus on that. Did you have a good meal today that was on plan? Maybe you didn't eat everything on plan today, but did you at least have something that is something that you could grab onto and run with to keep you on that positive road up here? Because up here is what it's all about. No plan will work for us if up here is not where it should be. If we're not focused, if we're not feeling good about what we're doing and good about ourselves, we won't sustain what we're trying to do. I can almost guarantee you of that. Because again, that is, for the most part, what happens to people. They fall off the wagon, and then they start to, oh, well, I did it just for today. And then, today becomes 3 or 4 more tomorrows. And then it becomes just harder and harder to get back. I've recently been there. Very recently been there myself. If you've watched me in the last several weeks, you'll see that. It's only been a week of me since I found the binge eating therapist, who has been a blessing to me, who just came up in my YouTube feed one morning, and I said, oh, this is interesting. Wonderful person to listen to. I can tell you this. She really tells it like it is. She's extremely intelligent and very well versed in what she's talking about. Very much worth a listen. She has many videos out, and I'm glad that I found her, and I intend to continue to watch her videos, because so far the one that I did get to watch really helped me a lot, I have to tell you. And I'm in a totally different place than I was in a week ago. So for whatever it's worth, check her out. So anyway, before I end the video, I'm already going on and on for much too long, but I cannot close out this video without mentioning a young man who I recently, in the last, since Christmas time, was introduced to by Life with Kaz. I'm going to also put her in here. Very sweet lady. She did a shout out to him, and I went immediately over to his channel and I subscribed as she suggested that I do. And I am very happy that I did, because I've made a friend who has not only inspired me to do better based on, he's just inspiring. You need to go over there and check him out yourself, please, because sometimes we need to see someone else's life in order for us to count our blessings and be able to see if this person can do this with whatever obstacles he has in his life. There is no excuse for me not to be doing this. And also he's just an inspiration and very sweet and has a lot to share that is worth listening to. So he is Al Geeky Slimmer, and his little furry friend Boris, his little furry baby that by now you all know I'm an animal lover. We have a house full of animals. My whole life revolves around them. But I always can have enough love for another one. So when I saw Boris, I completely fell in love. So anyway, please go over and check him out, as well as Life with Kaz, because she's another person that is very inspiring to me. And it's always wonderful to meet new people who will help you along your journey in life. It's not even just about being on a weight loss plan and journey. Sometimes other people inspire you to be more grateful. And if you all have heard me say this before, there is a difference between being a grateful person and living in a state of gratefulness. And these two people are helping me to continue on my path of trying to be more successful in living in a state of gratefulness, because that takes work. And the most successful people in the world are able to do that, live in a state of gratefulness. So living in that state of gratefulness also helps to stay on the path, on the journey to getting healthy, believe it or not. Because I keep putting out there that this is what I want, and putting out there that this is what I want, consistently putting that message out there. And it is helping me succeed in getting what I want. So without further ado, I am going to ask you to please do something to take good care of yourself today. Something. I really wish you would do many things, but if you can't do many things, at least do one. The other thing I'm going to do is ask that you be blessed in every way in your life. And finally, I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And those of you, I have new subscribers, thank you very much to Alan and to Nikki, who have given me shout outs. And to my other really good friends that I am also very inspired by. I'm inspired by all of my good friends. Scottish Foodie Lassie, Denise. For the three of you who have given me shout outs, my channel has grown by leaps and bounds, more than I could have ever imagined, and I am forever grateful. I'm also forever grateful for those of you who consistently have stayed with me for almost 2 years now. In the spring, it'll be 2 years. I know that especially my friend Deb, my sweet friend Beth, Rachel, there are many of you out there. And to my new friends, I'm very grateful to have you also. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. You'll get notified every time I upload a video, and then you can choose whether or not you'd like to watch. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm as well. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Send the hugs that I always send you, and I will see you for sure in the next video that I make.